The Discovery Lab gives us a chance to show off some of our tinier creatures that would get lost in the rest of the aquarium. So some of our plankton that we're growing, it gives us a chance to show that off. It also gives us a chance to show some of the little juvenile creatures, little things like skeleton shrimp that we wouldn't be able to see in a bigger aquarium. So the Discovery Lab really sets the tone for the place. It's the first place that the visitors enter and see, and they interact with oceaneers there.
Until you actually get a close-up look in this habitat, it seems pretty empty. You'll notice like there's a pipefish that blends in perfectly. The skeleton shrimp, that's what they're designed to do. They're like the stick insect of the underwater world. They blend in perfectly with their surroundings. So this exhibit you have to get up close and personal with in order to see every little detail. Once we are able to get their culture growing a lot more, they'll be used in other displays as food for some of the smaller fish like the sculpins and the gobies and stuff like that. They really enjoy feeding on the skeleton shrimp. It costs a lot less for us to grow the skeleton shrimp and the artemia than it does to be constantly buying them or paying somebody to go out and harvest them. And the other thing is enrichment, not only for our animals getting live food, but for our visitors. They're getting to see something neat and exciting that they won't always get to see. This amazing little piece of equipment here is called a dark field illuminator. What it allows us to do is see plankton and invertebrates and larval fish in a whole new way. It lights the object from all sides, taking away any shadow, and if it's a clear invertebrate, say like a mysid shrimp, it basically enhances the exoskeleton so we can fully see that animal. So this is a plankton net. This is a really helpful tool for us in both our education program as well as in our animal husbandry program. This particular net allows us to collect zooplankton, which we can use in rearing larval fish. If we have a fish that is very particular on what it eats, for example, even octopus, and if and when we do get some larval octopus, we'll need to be going out and doing plankton tows probably on a weekly basis just to get the proper food for it. It allows us to bring the ocean into the classroom, so we go out and take the kids out and do a plankton tow, and then they get to come back to the center and look at what they've caught underneath the microscopes and underneath the dark field illuminator. The chiller is probably the most important part to the Discovery Lab. As you know, the Pacific Northwest is a cold water environment, and what the chiller does is it extracts the heat out of the Discovery Lab's water and cools it down to a temperature that's suitable to the animals that are found in our areas.
Conservation, I think, is really about showing people connections. So at the Discovery Lab, we're trying to show people how things are connected to the very basic part of the food chain. And if we can show them how important these little lowly plankton are to the iconic whales that are swimming in our Salish Sea, and to the larger creatures, the salmon and rockfish and crabs, and if we can show them how it's all connected and how what they are doing perhaps in their homes and in their lawns and how it's affecting everything, hopefully that'll just give them some knowledge about how they can maybe change some of their habits and just ask intelligent questions to the powers that be that are making decisions about the Salish Sea.